Hello, geeks and gamers, and welcome back to Choose My Own Adventure, the ongoing weekly series in which my wife, Mrs. Geeky, chooses my adventure. So let's see, on the last episode, I do believe we completed the depths, having defeated the gaping dragon. Toothy Coochie. So we were able to defeat that one first try. In terms of bosses, he's not really that difficult anyway. And then we made our way down here into what most people consider to be living hell.
Oh yeah, we're after the giant spider.
Right. Yes. So we're gonna hopefully get to her. Not even hopefully. We should get to her in this episode. But then, as we were coming down here, we died a couple of times, and that's actually how we ended the episode, is that I died somewhere. It's been like a week since we recorded, so I don't actually remember where, but we're gonna figure it out. I don't know if I had enough souls to really care, but...
I know we killed the giant squid thingy.
Yes, yeah. Because you had told me that you don't really care that much about going to find all the items, and I've also said that I'm not going to go out of my way unless you really tell me to go collect everything. Well, they are fire doggies. No, those are doggies. See? Yeah, well, maybe they shouldn't have fucked with me. They had their chance. Okay, so... especially since we're really not going out of the way to secure everything. Yeah.
I just want to give you a hug.
I don't want his hugs. I'm good on that. No, thank you. Yeah, we should make some pretty okay time since we're not too worried about collecting all of the items.
Okay, but for real, is that like scratches all over the wood? Or spiderwebs?
I'm gonna go with spiderwebs.
Because what the hell? Like, it would make more sense if it was.
You're right. The boss of this area is a giant spider. Yeah, spoiler alert. But you just asked if they were there.
But when we first got here, that's what I said. Although it would make more sense.
I mean, oh, that's where we did. That's right. We were like trying to fight, I think, a big guy, and I ended up falling off the edge. I think that's what happened. Now I'm already out of Estus, though, because that fucker is toxic.
Do we have...
We do not have. And, alright, we don't get to know how much souls there were because they're fucking toxic. Toxic if you don't have the thing, and this one is pretty much a death sentence.
We have purple.
It's blooming purple. Blooming purple is what we need. Okay, let's not get toxic this time.
Aren't that something that they're called? Like all the things are white?
What?
It's called white. What is the zombie thing called?
Nope, see, there he went. Stop it. You do, at least start off with 5 each time.
Oh. So if you had like 20 and used them,
No.
or do you get that?
You get back what you... Well, so, no, you don't get back what you have. It's a certain amount. So, you can have up to 20, which will get something, an item later that lets us go up to 20. Right now, we can only go up to 10. But later, we get an item that lets us go up to 20. Depends on the bonfire that you're at, is how much you will have. So, for now, every bonfire is set to give us 5. So no matter what, you do start off with 5. But if I kindle a bonfire, which we've done a couple of times, we kindle a bonfire, then we get 10 at that bonfire. Later on, if we go up to 20 at a bonfire, then we can. I don't do that too often, personally, in my playthroughs. Of course, this is more you playing by my hand. But in my personal playthroughs...
Oh, you got after 20 souls.
Yeah. In my personal playthroughs, I usually only go up to 20 at certain ones if I know that the boss fight is particularly difficult, or if I have any real... Ah, fuck you!
Slide, though. It was like a rampy thing, so you fell down the whole thing and it slid.
Anyway, now maybe we won't make it to fucking boss this goddamn episode.
Maybe. You've got good.
If I actually act like I am a seasoned player at these games. What am I saying? What am I trying to say? But if I know that the boss is any kind of particular, like, it actually does give me any kind of real difficulty, which, you know, boss difficulty is exacerbated depending on the build.
Okay, well, in normal relative term, I don't know how you would say it, but is this boss hard?
Waylog? She can't be.
For the dex build that we have, is she hard? Or have you never fought her with a dex build?
I have... ish. I have fought her with a dex build that uses...
That shit's moving.
Yes.
Are we in Hogwarts now?
Yes. Now, I fought her with a dex build that uses a spear. However, oftentimes in my playthroughs, I summon... There we go. That's actually worth it. I summon an NPC to help me fight her. The NPC doesn't do a lot of damage, she's just really good at keeping her attention. But in terms of actual, like, difficulty of a boss, she's not amongst the hardest in the game. But, you know, you'll get different answers to that question depending on who you ask. To me, no. She doesn't even crack top 10 bosses in this game. So I ended up, I think, when we died this time, I think I ended up going the wrong way. And dropping down the wrong... Hey! Hey! So I don't know what every item is. Like, I don't know exact... Like, some items, yeah, I will remember exactly what they are.
No, there's too many damn things here.
But, and I know, I guess, where the items are. There's very few items that I probably don't know that they're, like very few spots that I don't know, hey, there's an item there. But, you know, knowing exactly what they are. Now, if there's something important, I'm going to remember what they are. You know, like some of the weapons. But, yes, I dropped down there, and we need to actually be able to get out of that problem. See that let's see. Let's see if I can actually get up there and deal with his toxic speed. Oh, hi, you weren't there last time.
Surprise!
Surprise, motherfucker. Clearly, my channel is not intended for children. Let's see. Let's just go this way. I can't. Never mind. This way. Keep going on the path that we keep trying to get through.
Fuck that pot.
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to beat you.
With a motherfucker, yeah. He's trying to beat a motherfucker with a motherfucker. Alright, let's, are you coming? You're breaking shit up there. Coming down here? I don't want to start fighting this big fucker and then you're, but it's alright, we'll be fine. Let's not die to him. Come here. Okay, I'm missing my parries. Shit. You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm going home. I don't need to fight you guys. I just need to get down to the bottom. Next bonfire. Oh god, it's after me. Did not realize it would follow me this far. We're almost to the bottom. Probably. I mean, I'm wearing gloves. We're almost to the bottom. Almost there.
Oh, she's like all the way to the bottom.
Yes.
Oh,
hi.
Hello.
Lady, what baby have you ever seen looks like that?
I don't know. The things in this game are like weird morphing, like their avatar crossover, like malfunction. Not the word I was looking for, but
malformity.
You know, because in Avatar they combine random creatures. So like these are the ones left in the game.
I mean, some things that we fight are demons. Okay, we are out of Estus. We are almost to the bottom. There is indeed a... Oh my god. Oh, just gonna go to the bonfire. This is what people say.
Poison swamp.
This place is hell. I disagree. There is at least one other place that I think is worse. But we don't go to it too much. Alright. I don't think we have...
I like how your foot.
I know. Did I just break my ankle?
You were doing some yoga when you sat there.
I doubt we have enough. Well, maybe. How much is this one? So we need about 3K. Might have enough for a level up. Alright, so this would be the bonfire. That, if we want to go ahead and kindle to get more Estus, we can. It's up to you.
It again goes back to is this spider a bitch?
Enough so that would I be remiss in using one to get me to 10 Estus? No. Like she is difficult enough that
you're gonna need multiples.
That I could. That I wouldn't be upset if I.
Then yeah, go ahead and do that so we can double.
Then I
right now.
need pop. Let's just go and pop this 20 humanity. Because then I have to become human. Reverse. Reverse. Oh look, there's a summon sign. Do we want to summon from her? You just want to watch me. You just want to watch me suffer.
No, she like seriously, what is going on with your leg?
Okay, we have enough for one level.
Throw that shiz on endurance.
All right. You are so much different than me. I usually go by intervals of 5. Personally. All right, but
like, even.
But there are some items that they're not so far out of the way that I care to not about getting them, I guess. I think I mentioned in the last episode there is a good dex weapon. What?
You just walked to the wall. I was like, you just gonna jump?
Is that, no, there is a pretty good dex weapon down here. In fact, we're making pretty good time. We're almost to the boss. Let's just take a tour.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
We're just gonna take a tour. What I mean is,
Poisonous fall.
I do generally mean that, or what I generally do here is that I literally just start going to the left and follow it up.
The wall is falling.
Alright, Jesus, here it is. See, poison in this one isn't that much of a big deal. You can kind of see it ticking my health down up there. It's the toxic that is just a pain in the ass. Actually, before we do this, let's... Fuck off. Let's do the NPC there. Come here, Mildred. Where? Where are you going?
Mildred?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Of the Manny
Bikini.
Get clapped! God damn! And oh my god, the amount of souls she just gave. Maybe some humanity. Some more humanity. And a butcher's knife. So the butcher's knife is the weapon that, if you remember, the people, or the ladies down in, what it says, yes, that you were surprised were women. That's the weapon that they used. It's actually a pretty good strength-based weapon. Obviously we're not doing a strength build, so we're not going to use it. But she did give us a fair amount of souls, so we're going to take our little tour around. We're going to gather some items up, and then we'll go and gain a level or so. Then we'll go, because there's quite a lot of, like a big reason I do want to go around is there is quite a lot of large Titanite shards in this area, and if you remember correctly, that is to upgrade our sword quest, which at this point is going to be just a little while, because of how far away he is at this point, and we don't have fast travel until halfway through the game. See, the real infuriating thing about this is not the poison or the enemies. It's the fact that it makes you walk slow.
Okay, so we've already talked about, like, the ragdoll feature, but I love the fact that... Whatever. The fact that they animated it. Like, it is fully an animated thing. So, like, when those slugs or leeches roll over, like, they are fully animated all the way around.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's not just weirdly, like, suddenly it glitches and there's just a blank spot.
Well, see, that's partly why FromSoft is one of my favorite developers, is that you really get the sense that they care about their games and that they animate things. They really go in depth. Even Dark Souls 2, which is considered to be the black sheep of the Dark Souls family, there's good stuff in there. We're just going to head back here and get a bonfire that's back here for later use. But here's a sneaky little thing. You just come back here and you're like, oh, okay, there's just an item. There it is. They're like, oh, okay, there's a box. Cool. Right? Like, oh, yeah, great. Oh, cool. Twin humanities. It's more wall. You know, one of my favorite YouTubers to watch, Living Sun, came to his channel, which, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to Living Sun, go do it. Great content creator that has just been starting out. But I came to his channel watching his Dark Souls playthrough, and he completely missed this area because of that. Because there's, you know, hidden wall after hidden wall. And it's a pretty unique area. It's a completely optional area that we're not going to come to for quite a while. But you know, we lit this bonfire up. But yeah, it's an area that it's literally just a big ass hollow tree that goes all the way down to the bottom. But we'll come to this after we've gotten the ability to travel between bonfires.
Completely hollow on the inside, that's why I'm not still alive.
Yep. I mean, the tree might not be alive. Okay, so let's continue our little tour. There's not even a boss fight down there. It's a completely optional area. But I don't know, we might not go to it because of it being an optional area and there not being a boss. Unless you tell me to, if you want to see it, then we will.
I'm gonna check real quick. Wife chooses my adventure.
Yeah.
Wife says something and I say, no.
I'm also trying to remember where that weapon was. I think that's it back there. The Dexy weapon that I think would be pretty good, but honestly, it's up to you to play through it. Sir. Slug. Thing coming.
It's a leech.
You're a leech. Stuck leeching, basically. Remember, no, that's just a large star. Well, it's because the poison, you can see the bar down there is reducing. So it reduces and then it charges back up. Once it charges back up, then the game's like, hey, you're poisoned. That's a dead one. Maybe that's the weapon I'm thinking about? I don't know. I know the weapon I'm thinking about. And I know I just got done like 10 minutes ago saying, I remember one important weapon. But
well, they're all like praising it.
it's a weapon called the server. There it is. So the server is pretty good dex weapon. Not going to use it yet because I highly doubt it is going to be doing any more damage than our current weapon because we've upgraded it, but yes, it's right here.
Jesus, it looks like a paddle.
So, the reason I really like this one is not only is it strong, it does require 24 strength to use, so we might need to put some into strength to use it. However, strength...
Telling me not to put things in strength and then you say, hi, this weapon's really good.
It is, but it's up to you to use it. I'm letting you know what it would take to use it. The reason I like it is because if you read, it is imbued with a frightful occult energy which restores HP with each hit. So it regenerates our HP as we use it. It's not like a lot. It's not like a holy shit level of HP regeneration. Something like that. Actually, our strength might already be high enough to use it since we are primarily operating two-handed.
Doesn't it say, yeah.
Because you don't need to... No, not quite yet. So we would need to put a little bit more into it. Because if you two-hand, it does diminish the strength requirement for a weapon. So we would need to put a little bit more strength into it. Obviously, we probably wouldn't want to use it until we've upgraded it. The upgrade materials are plentiful enough that you can upgrade multiple weapons. Because obviously there are some weapons you just don't get until closer to the end of the game, you know?
Yeah. And do all weapons take the same base upgrade, or is like each weapon a different type of upgrade?
Yeah, it's a different type of type. You already saw me pick up a green. It depends on, is the weapon just a plain, normal, normal upgrade, like this is upgraded by normal Titanite. There are some, like, I think holy upgrade with green, or blessed weapons. boss weapons upgrade with Demon Titanite, I think is boss weapon. Dragon weapons, the ones that, you know, if I chop off a dragon's tail or something like that, upgrade with dragon scales. Honestly, getting the server is really the most important one. So we could probably head back to the bonfire and then, because, I mean, around here, there's not too much more. There's a spot where you can get a big-ass club if you really want to. These guys are pretty good. Like, these leeches are pretty good farming for upgrade materials, but you do need to like the humanity. You've seen that. Okay, they're used to restore us to human form. They're used to kindle bonfires, but as well as you notice the number in the top left-hand corner. That's right next to my health bar. So that's our what's called soft humanity. That is either as I break the actual humanities that you know, the physical item of humanity, that number will increase, or every now and again you get them from killing enemies. That has the usage of increasing our item drop rate discovery, meaning the frequency in which enemies drop items. So the best way to farm is by having that, I want to say it caps out at 10 soft humanity. It gives you the maximum benefit of let's go ahead and sit. It gives us the maximum benefit of drop discovery rate. Oh damn, that's more than I thought. We should be able to get at least 2 levels. Yeah. Okay, so what are we putting it in?
One on endurance. But what did you say? 1 or 2? Oh yeah, 2 or 3 levels.
2. Remember, so are we going to want to use the server? Because we should build up strength a little bit too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Go ahead and put the other one on strength.
I'm not sure how much strength I'm going to need. I want to say it was...
You said 24.
Well, but I shouldn't need to have 24 if I'm double-handing a weapon. So, the best way to check that is by doing this. Because if I then two-hand it, that little X will disappear if I have the strength requirement met. But I want to say, I thought it was half, but maybe I need to have slightly more than half. I don't know. Because half would be 12. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Right now we got 15. That's weird. Alright, well, let's go kill the boss. Fuck off. Don't worry about sitting here fighting you. That's going to be our way out. This is going to be our way out. This is why I do like doing these an hour at a time, because we are already at the time that I want to stop one of my normal videos, and we've made like... I mean, we got to the bottom. Yeah. It's normally not. It's like over there, that item there, that's the big ass. Okay, just literally a close, not even a hammer. I mean, yeah. These ones are actually easier to deal with, in my opinion, than the other ones, because they just...
Now this is definitely Spider-Man.
Yes.
Except now we look like we're in the cave. Aragon? Or are you Aragon? Aragon's a man.
Wrong fantasy series.
Well, I was going that direction because I was going with, Shelob?
Tony Shalhoub?
The giant spider that tries to eat, Frodo.
So, am I summoning, or am I taking her on myself?
Try to beat this thing on your own. Are you saying you can't do it?
I'm saying we'll give it the old college try.
Do it or not.
Fire ahead. Imminent amazing chest. You're not wrong. Alright, Quailog. No, I'll put electricity on it. I'm not gonna light it on fire because as that message said, fire ahead. She doesn't say much.
Oh, but she is a giant spider lady.
Yes.
But seriously, like that one episode, the one where the runaway bride episode, you know, like Donna first comes in.
Which I'm convinced, there's no nipples there. Just because her hair's in front of me, you would still see nipples. They're just fleshy hairs.
Or, so is she the spider or is she writing?
She is the spider. I'll explain more. Ow! Okay. Fine, I won't even get you a hit. I'll explain more. So, I don't know. I don't know if I should explain lore now or, but, like, we'll just read items as they come out and you can piece together lore yourself. You've also heard me talk about lore before.
Like in general, but not a giant spider.
Well, but we'll do that. Well, since this is, like we've been saying, it's basically you playing through my hand. We'll just, rather than me going all lore in depth like I'm Vati, who's like the lore expert of Dark Souls, I will just let you read item descriptions. Hopefully this doesn't take an entire playthrough, Peter. Or entire rest of the episode. Ah! Oh god, he just threw his giant shit ball at me.
I don't know, it took you 3 episodes to beat the crazy bat lady on here.
It took me one and a half. Because I fought her 2 times in the end of one video, one full video, and then it took me another 2 times to beat her. Which I don't think that episode at time of recording has even come out. The one where I beat her.
Yeah, by the time it's been posted, it will.
Well, yeah, this one's not going to post for 4 or 5 weeks. Alright. Let's try this again, and try not to miss. Like an immediate death. That wasn't even cool. Alright, oof! I wasn't thinking for tell. Tell? Like reaches out, hugs her little, and I'm dead because I freaking backstepped in the lava.
One more time, identify yourself.
She.
Then you can ask for help.
She reaches down and hugs her spider head, and when she does that, she's about to do her AOE explosion, which I noticed at that time, but I wasn't paying attention to my surrounding, and I rolled backwards into lava, which then staggered me, and I got caught in the explosion. There is a ring that we honestly could have gotten, but it's a ring that when equipped, it makes it to where you don't, in things like this, I wouldn't be moving slowly. Stop throwing your shit, sir. been seeing her. This is the third time.
Okay, this is the third time, and I did not realize that fire sword part of the fire.
See, this is like the true annoyance of this fight, is that you sit here and spews lava out that lingers quite a while, and she'll knock your ass into it. She'll knock your ass into it, or make it to where you can't roll that direction. Pretty much left. No option. Get your ass. For help. Oh god, I'm inside the spider right now. No. Oh god, I'm in the fire, I'm gonna die. Get up! Damn it. Because my character, I guess, you know, takes 13 years to get up.
It was on fire. I'm gonna throw you into a pit of lava, and then tell you to immediately
I would get the hell out of there as fast as I can. I mean, I am pretty confident that I can eventually beat her, but,
No, that was time 3, I will allow you back.
I need to make myself human again. I don't think I picked up my souls at the end of that last one, so...
Because you just kept saying things that...
What?
That is in the musical, but not in the original theatrical release of the movie. Or I could go with
You could get this when we're when I have the ability to be monetized. Get it not demonetized. Yes. You don't just get your entire channel demonetized.
your random videos with me to be demonetized because she does.
But I have a feeling, as the channel grows, these videos might be pretty popular. People might be watching them. It's just a thing. Granted, they usually like watching people play Dark Souls blind, because then they get honest reactions, and, like, for me, it's like, I know all these things. It's true. The one that I have the least experience with is Dark Souls 2, and even that one I've got quite a bit of experience with. The ones that I have the most experience with are Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne. Alright. Once more, with feeling this time. Alright. So, one of the biggest reasons, actually, that we defeated Man-Eater Mildred.
Mildred. Old Millie.
Good old Millie. So like I said, she doesn't do a ton of damage to the boss, but she's really good at distracting the boss. Alright, Mildred. So let's go do this. Mildred, can you get your ass over here? Look, Quaylon. Mildred, the absolute hell are you doing? Oh. It more of like, I mean, she was an invader, technically. So I think it's more of like a, hey, you want my respect, so go ahead and suck it. And look at this. With Mildred's help, we are already almost done. Mildred hasn't really even done anything. She just walked away. Don't you fucking... I don't know. Let's see. Let's give her, yes. Yes, it is. Like I said, for some reason, and she goes down. For some reason, Dex weapons in this one just don't do a lot.
Like, what is with the... She's got a leather bikini on, but then like this weird cloth bucket-looking thing on her head.
So, let's go ahead and read that soul. Where are we at? Where are we at? Quelaag's soul. Soul of Quelaag, once daughter of the Witch of Izalith, but now a chaos demon. You might remember the Witch of Izalith from the opening sequence. She was mentioned as one of the 4 people that had discovered a Great Lord soul.
Okay.
Special being, and it will also mention that she had her daughters that were...
I know, but dude, that was a long time ago.
Yes. But she had, so the Witch of Izalith was one of the people that found the 4 great souls. We learned about that in the beginning.
Right.
There was Lord Gwyn, Grave Lord Nito, Witch of Izalith, and then the furtive pygmy, who is so easily forgotten.
Literally the only name I remember is Lord Gwyn, but continue.
Witch of Izalith and her daughters. I don't think it mentioned it in the beginning, but they basically created pyromancy. I think it talks about that through their fire they created, or through their soul they created pyromancy. So that's what this is saying, though, and we do find out. I know we do find out some things later, but she's saying this is saying she is now a chaos demon. So something happened that turned him into demons.
Gotcha.
And then that's all it says, because everything else is just, you can make a good weapon or you can consume it. Which okay. Do we want to consume her soul?
But what does it do if we consume it?
Just gives us a shit ton of souls.
Gives us a ton of souls.
Because I don't. Again, it's your playthrough. We can do. I usually don't use boss weapons myself. They're good. I just don't.
Are they better than what we have?
To an extent, they can be. I personally just don't ever use boss weapons in any of my Dark Souls playthroughs. Oftentimes, the weapons that you can find are going to end up being better because boss weapons typically can only be upgraded to a certain point, and that's usually +5. Whereas in this one, you can upgrade most base weapons, like the Uchi Katana here, to +15. Ends up being better.
Hey folks, what I'm hearing is we should use a boss weapon.
They're still going to be good, but it'll be a while before I can make them. I'd be holding on to this soul for quite a while.
Nah. Let's just eat it.
Okay, so now we're going to go and ring the second bell.
But aren't there only 2 bells?
Exactly.
So are we already almost done?
No, we're not even near halfway. We're about maybe a quarter.
I'm so confused, and I thought the whole point was we were ringing these damn bells. Or we have to deal with what happens after they're rung?
Yep.
Wait, where are you going?
To go ring the bell.
But wasn't that the bell?
Oh wait, shit, yes.
I was like, there was a bell right there.
Yes. I was marching ahead with another section. So yes, we're gonna go ahead and ring the bell. And that's gonna introduce a cutscene.
Was that the right lever?
Yes. Wrong lever. I just fall through the floor.
Or you do where the bell does. That was the lever to drop it and just fall through the hole.
Well, now no one can link the fire.
I like how from afar everything looks fine. What is that?
It's a giant. The Bell of Awakening woke him up. He's a neutral guy. He just does his job. Just opening up the path of progression. So you remember where Onion Bro was sitting?
Yeah.
And the gate that he couldn't pass?
Dude, you could have literally just gone up there and said, hey, excuse me, sir.
Hey, giant, just like throwing a pebble at him.
Like
Got a boombox.
Like an old love interest in an 80s movie.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so down here, there's a couple of things that we can do.
Can you hit those things on the wall and just like spiders galore?
No. So there's a couple of things that we can do.
Kill him.
So first off.
Oh dear. What have we here? Are you a new servant? But you have no eggs.
Why is he talking like so calmly?
Go along and have audience with
I mean, I get the feeling right now he's
I
looking at
pray
my
that
skirt.
you will mind your
Look at
manners.
this guy. Oh no, he moved. You're too late. So, this is Quaylog's sister. No. Now I can't understand her. I need a certain ring to be able to do that. However, I can enter her covenant. So, Sunbro, Solaire. His quest has two different endings, one in which he survives and one in which he doesn't. Spoiler alert. The only way you can get him to survive is by entering her covenant and giving her 30 humanity. Obviously.
We don't have 30 humanity.
And in order to get them, I would probably have to fall.
No.
So we're just going to let Solaire die.
Wait, what?
I told you, Solaire has 1 and 2 progression. So, if we're not going to be entering her covenant and using her, it leaves another choice. We can kill her. If we kill her, if we go ahead and kill her, then we get one of the Firekeeper souls that help us get our Estus class stronger, so that way we recover more health. But, before we do that, because whenever I do that, it does kill her body. Let's go ahead and level her before we make that decision, because if we kill her...
Is there not like an option C where we just walk away?
There is. Let's go ahead and worry about leveling up first. Let's see, we get 1, 2, 3 levels. We still need some in strength if we plan on using server.
Yeah, I just don't know there.
That should do it. Alright. Let's check out server real quick. Yes. So now we can use server efficiently. But right now, it's only doing 150. Let's do 2 or 3. Yeah. Alright, so what are we doing? Killing her? Are we walking away?
We can't join our covenant because we ain't got resources.
Well, you can join the covenant, but in order to get anything out of it, you have to have 30 humanity. Because that opens up that doorway back there. Huh?
What's that?
The ability to let Solaire live.
Where is Soulsbourne?
Doing his thing.
I thought we left him on top of the tower.
Yes, but we see him a few more times.
But only if we let him out.
No, we'll still see him a few more times. It's just to see his full, complete, he survives ending, we have to give this Spider-Woman 30 humanity. Like I said, the only way I'm really going to be able to do that is by farming.
Yeah, but farming what? Is there in
Humanity.
this area?
Farming
yes,
humanity.
I know that, but like...
Not in this area, no. I'd have to go down to like the rats that are in the depths.
Okay, and then what happens if we just walk away?
Yeah, absolutely nothing. Her bonfire will remain here and will allow me to fast travel if I need to.
I mean, if I change my mind later, then I still kill her. But I think for now, let's just walk away.
Okay. One other thing that we can do down here before we leave is there is a boss. There is another boss down here that we can go to.
Kill him.
And, however, the boss is fairly difficult for this stage of the game. However,
Then why even tell me about it?
because there is an extremely useful cheese method on him that is a near instant kill on him.
Your cheese.
I wouldn't say, I mean, yes, it's a cheese, but I also believe it's meant to be a game mechanic because it is actually something that was programmed by the devs. It's not like a glitch or anything.
I feel like most of these cheese methods are programmed by the
No,
developers.
like lobbing the things over the wall, the game developers did not intend you to do that. This is like an actual programmed death scene that happens. Sort of.
I was gonna say though, if the game developers didn't intend you to do that, it wouldn't have worked.
So fighting him straight up right now is probably going to result he'll just one-shot the shit out of us.
It's not.
So we're not going to go do the cheese on him. You want to fight him fair and square later?
Let's see, we got 10 minutes left of this episode. Let's go, let's go cheese him.
Because he gives
work,
it'll work. It literally has worked every time I've done the cheese.
You know, you say that about a lot of bosses, and then you get your ass clapped in like 1 second. So, wait.
This is going to be an area that we fully come back to way later. You can kind of see him over there. Those tentacles. That's him. Kind of looks like.
Why does this look like the area that you were playing that one time? What I think it was Dark Souls 3. When this whole idea came up.
You might have just we'll get back to Dark Souls 3 at some point. You linked something there. But we'll get to that in like a year when we play Dark Souls 3.
Wait, so this has something, like this area has something to do with that, or just like these people?
Nope, this area.
Oh.
Dark Souls 3 is very fan servicey for people that pay attention.
Fan service for the sake of fan service is stupid.
People are stupid. Fan service is great. All right, so let's go in here. He also gives a shit ton of saves for this early in the game.
Surtur.
Surters. Son of a bitch. But this full area will actually come back to much later. So you can kind of see that little pathway right there. Yeah, eventually we'll come down and explore that whole area down there. Exactly. Hello. Hey, buddy. No, definitely not him.
Wait, is that it? Is it just like a ball of tentacles?
No.
It's Angela?
It's his face. Can I see his mouth, his nose,
Oh, okay.
his eyes.
He does.
And
He
you
looks
look
like a
over,
melted blob.
you see
of
his
sugar.
legs.
He's doing squats. He's trying.
But he is largely, unless you physically attack him yourself, or go over here and you pick this up. If you pick this up, he becomes quite angry with you.
So don't pick it up.
Nope, picking it up. Running!
How is this a cheese tactic?
Oh, unless they one-shot me. It's fine.
So for everybody watching, that right there.
No. The cheese tactic did not fail.
No.
It's I failed to dodge his strike. Let's go ahead and read the robes, though. Because they do hold some significance. Let's see. Okay, so I want to say, yeah. All right. So this is the thing that we just picked up that pissed him off.
Okay.
Gold-hemmed black hood worn by the witch Quelana of Islith, mother of pyromancy and daughter of chaos. She wore this gold-hemmed black hood before even the Age of Fire, and it offers strong resistance versus fire, poison, and perils. So. So, this was something worn by one of the Witch of Islith's daughters. Basically, what that's called. I don't know. It's a good question. We should still have enough time. We got 5 minutes. We should have enough time. Because now that I have stolen that, he's just going to be instantly aggroed. So,
now you don't have to dodge.
Right. Maybe I just activated it and I just pressed at it. Just in case. Yeah, no, see, that's where I was kind of getting, like, he completely just one-shotted us there, you know?
Yeah.
So fighting him right now, straight up, not the best thing. unless I was a dodge god, which I am not. While I have done a Soul Level 1 run in Dark Souls 3, I've never done a no-hit run.
What does that message say?
I can't. I don't know, I can't get to it. There we go. Nope. Try Switch. It's not a Switch. I mean, I have a Switch. Dark Souls 1 Remaster is on the Switch. Alright, so yeah, he's gonna be instantly aggroed. Come on, buddy. Come back, so. Come on. Buddy. Don't you spew fire. Just do your thing. Just do your thing. Do the roar. God damn it.
Put over that lovely quote of the cheese tactic has worked every time.
It has. The cheese tactic has still not failed. And that wouldn't have killed me. If you notice, it only took about a quarter of my health. It's just that he knocked me over the edge. It's alright, we got it. We're gonna do it this time. Hang on. Let's do this. Let's put on some good fire resistant armor. The gold set that we picked up from him. Just to rub it in his face that we stole this from him. And then just for grins and giggles, we can have a good fire-resistant shield. That's probably... Okay, we don't have a good fire-resistant... Well, hang on, I was looking at the wrong damn thing. Fire... Wow. Actually, the little tiny shield that we already have is... I don't. It's been on my back most of the time.
Out here running like you did the mentor.
Demento. I mean, it kind of looks like one.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. You just got done doing the cheese?
Or a, what do they call it in other things?
No.
I think it's called, only when you put the ring on them.
Ring wraiths?
Yeah.
Okay. Try this again. Come here. He's coming. Oh, this way. Follow along. Shoot your fire. It's gonna work this time. He would stop spewing fire. It's supposed to jump and strike at me. Come here. Stop being a dick. Fire.
He's just doing his job.
Not. How to get him. I can. I will be fighting him. See how little damage we do? Yeah. fine. It's fine. Or if I have we'll wait. Let me see if I can kind of just like reset the encounter.
I know what you're doing.
Alright. See if I can reset the encounter. It's not. It's fine. We'll just fight them straight up. So normally what happens is you take a nice jog all the way down here. So once you've done that, it doesn't really. Basically he jumps and tries to swipe at it. And what happens is his hand gets stuck, allowing you to swipe at it a few times, and he loses his grip, and over the side, which later when we actually fight him, I'll show you, there's like a literal, just like, almost bottomless pit that he falls into and dies. Yes, I know. So that was what was supposed to happen. But with that, entertaining for my wife's ending, we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to do all of those things that YouTubers ask you to do. You know the things. Not gonna sit here and yada them off when you already know. And of course, check out my wife's YouTube channel. She has videos weekly? Question mark.
I'm working on it. You guys can go find me over at Ashley Lynn. The channel will be linked below in the description, along with all of Mr. Geeky's social medias.
And until next time, game on.